Is it yourselves? How are we doing? I hope everybody's really well. I thought we'd talk about Conor McGregor for a little bit because I know there's a lot of confusion out there and people seem to think he's come to save the day. It's what? Sorry, what's going on out there? I think that Conor McGregor is going to come and save the day because he said some true things, okay? This is the premise. You know, the message is all right. It doesn't matter about the messenger. People are so confused. You're confused because you signed up to the beast system. And the beast system, of course, is so enticing. It tells you you're going to get the likes, the validation. There's money, there's Rolls Royces, there's private jets. And, you know, it's going out to millions, squillions. Listen to them all. This is beast stuff. And it's not humble, you know, it's not humble. And we've got to remember who we are. We've got to remember who we are as people. We've forgotten. Something has happened along the way, and we seem to be making all sorts of excuses. Something terrible has gone on in Ireland. And ultimately, it's a moral test. The whole thing has been a moral test. You know, for me, it's since the COVID lie, the COVID pandemic, fake pandemic, and all the lies that have sprouted from that. But if we look at McGregor, McGregor, he wanted the army, didn't he? Want the army to come in and lock us down even harder. And he made one of those stupid videos, like, my people of Ireland, nonsense, embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And, oh my God, people are actually seal clapping it. But I think, you know, it's those ones who are like, oh, Hitler's all right. We don't need to be voting anymore. You know, let's just skip right to the dictator because we need a nice dictator, somebody who's benign, you know, like Conor McGregor, you know, to sort out the mess. And people are falling for it, and they think that Daddy Vaccine is going to come in and help, and Mr. Brain Shit, Elon Musk, and the whole satanic New World Order, and Israel. They think Israel's going to come in and help. But so much of, you know, what we're seeing now, you know, with Trump, the Trump administration, what's going on in the Gaza Strip, I mean, it's all tied in. It's tied into McGregor. He said there'll be no more Palestinian flags in Ireland. And then the nationalists are like, yeah, this is, you know, we just want our nationalists. We want the Irish flag, and him hoisting up the Israeli flag. And things are getting really, really stupid. I mean, we had McGregor going on about bragging about buying ventilators. It was yesterday, the day before, bragging about it without realising, does he know what happened with people when they were put on ventilators and put on midazolam and end-of-life drugs and then stamped with COVID-19? Most of them didn't make it. Why doesn't he understand that yet? Because we've had years now to look at this. We've been looking at the receipts for years. And people say, well, if it's not McGregor, well, who's it going to be? Well, it's going to be you. It's going to be me. It's going to be all of us. Look at Paddy over in London holding Tubridy to account. Wasn't that glorious? Wasn't that great what he did? He held him to account. He asked him, is he still supporting that vaccine that he pushed on the Irish people? So it's going to be all of us saying no collectively. It's not going to be putting your faith in false prophets, in these golden calves, these new world order agents that are all around us. You know, this has been so revelatory. It's exposed, it's smoked out, I will say, it's smoked out the operations who are pushing this nonsense. A lot of them have gained our trust, you know, over the past few years. And now it's like, oh yeah, we can trust McGregor. No, we can't trust McGregor. We can trust McGregor no more than his wife can trust him, or Nikita Hand. And you can say, well, Nikita Hand was a terrible victim. She's a terrible victim for sure. Absolutely terrible. What was she doing? Ringing him, calling him out, and then snorting cocaine, and then being with his pal. It's terrible. It's just, the whole thing is just absolutely mortifying. And then when she saw herself on CCTV, she said, that's not me. Well, that's what happens when you take a load of drugs and, you know, then you're not in charge of yourself. This is it's a lesson. It's a cautionary tale. It's not a very nice tale. But we did get to see an insight into who the real Conor McGregor is and the way he treats people, including his family. And even if his wife is okay with it, it's really not okay. Because if we think that he'd treat us any differently, you know, if he was the president, let's say, if you think he's going to treat us any differently, that we're not supposed to judge a person by his character, judge him by his fruits, you know, we're sadly mistaken. You might as well get Larry Murphy up to say some true stuff, you know, and then we'd be like, well, at least he said something true. It's a false premise. It's a stupid false premise. You've got to judge them by their fruits. You know, there's going to be the wolves in sheep's clothing. He's not even in sheep's clothing. I mean, he's prancing around in the beast system, the likes, the validation, the platform. And people just have to up their game now. Stick to the facts, stick to the truth. Stop falling for all these operations. Stop falling for all these lies and stupidness. There's so much stupidness around to try and make us look insane, untrustworthy, unreliable, people who make excuses. I'm not making any excuses. You know, Andrew Tate says loads of really good stuff too. Sometimes I could listen to him and say, yeah, he's saying loads of good stuff, but like, you got to judge him by the fruits. This guy has got a very, very bad character. And what he's done, and well done to Nathan Livingstone for showing us those videos time and time again and reminding us this is who you're actually dealing with. Same with Conor McGregor. Look at his track record, look at his character, look at who he is. And it's all a reflection. It's all a reflection, because the people who are condoning it and endorsing his behaviour, that says more about them than it does actually about McGregor. And that's where we are. We get chances. It's a moral test. So, you know, you got to